Hi everybody. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you're able to create your own self-timed PowerPoints. Here's an example of a self-timed PowerPoint. I have a timer bar on the bottom that moves from left to right on the screen to indicate when time is just about run out. There are different slides that are over on the left side, and they have slightly different timings. So when the students are in center one, this slide will run for 20 seconds. And you'll see right over on your right hand side, it says start at 0 seconds, end at 20 seconds. The second slide is 45 seconds long. And then it's 20 seconds for each of the other numbered slides that we have here. This works great for centers for students. So what we're going to do is we're going to recreate something like this so you can see how it's done and that it really isn't that difficult to be able to do. So let's go back to our blank PowerPoint. In our blank PowerPoint, the first thing we'll want to do is add a background. Adding a background is as simple as finding the images that you would like to use in your PowerPoint, putting those into a folder that you can retrieve them from, and then inserting them on the page. So let's go to Insert. We'll go to Insert, Pictures, this device, and in the folder that I have, I'm going to choose these little pebbles. Now it doesn't fill up the entire screen, no problem. I grab it, drag it to a corner, and then grab the other resizing handle and bring it down till it fills the slide. Now, you'll probably have noticed I ran off the page with that. That's simple to take care of. Just simply left double click on the image. You'll see in your picture format tab the crop icon. Choose that carefully and slowly scroll down, grab a hold of one of the black resizing handles, drag up, and you can see just lightly in the background the outline of the PowerPoint slide, the page. I'm going to let go there. I'm going to click crop again. Now my image fits perfectly on the screen. That makes sure I know where the top, the right, the bottom, and the left side of my screen happens to be that I'm working on. Now, you'll have noticed over on this page, there's a center number in the middle. Let's take care of putting a center number on our slide. Go to Insert, Shapes. I'm going to use a circle, but you can use anything you would like. Hold down the Shift key while you left drag, and you'll form a perfect circle. Then let go. You can grab hold that circle, reposition it on the page. If you left double click it, you can bring up the Shape Fill option in the Shape Format tab. Let's make it yellow. So I click that, and the outline will make sure that it's black. Now let's add a number in the center. We go to Insert, Text Box, put a text box inside the circle. Let's use the number 1. We highlight that number, make sure that it's the color we like. In this case, it's black. I'm going to boldface it also. And I could change the font if I would like. From in here, I could choose whatever font I would like to be able to use. We'll just keep it right up here. Let's make it larger. There we are. Put it in the center. Can grab a hold of one of the resizing handles, move it around on the page. So now it fits inside the circle. So now we have the circle taken care of and the number. Let's take another look. What we have on the page is probably the most important element of this page, and it's the timing slider bar. This bar, when the PowerPoint is started, will move from left to right. The green side of this indicates that everything is good. You've got a lot of time left. The red means we're out of time. So let's put one of those on our page also. So we come back to our slide inside of PowerPoint. We go to Insert. We go to Shapes. I'm going to use the rounded rectangle, come down on the page, set that on the page like this, and I'm going to go slightly off so I'll give the illusion that the time is running out and it just goes right off the page. But one of the things we have with this particular box is it's just solid blue. Let's put a gradient color inside of here. So I select that box, under the shape format, I go to Shape Fill, Gradient, More Gradients. I choose Gradient Fill. Now, since I've already used this is what the memory is remembering inside of my PowerPoint, but it's easy to be able to change these colors. Say you wouldn't want to have yellow in the center. I click on this little gradient stop here, come down, and I can choose whatever color I would like to have in the middle. These can be slid around, so you can change the duration of them. If you click again inside of this gradient stop bar, you can choose another color to add to the inside if you would like. So you have lots of possibilities. If you want to get rid of any of those stops, just click on the stop, hit your delete tab on the keyboard, and it'll disappear. Let's change this back to yellow because this is kind of a warning system for the students. So now we have the gradient fill taken care of, and we can exit out of that particular pane, that window. Now what we want to do is be able to set the timer for this particular sliding box that we have. So while I have it clicked, I go up to the Animations tab. I open the animation pane, and it'll show up over on the side. Nothing is in there because we haven't set an animation yet. So in order to get this to look like it's sliding off the page, we have to use one of our exit effects that'll make it look like it's exiting the page. So if we come up underneath the options that we have for animations and we click at the very bottom where it says More, we can come down to our exits and we can choose the option we'd want, which would be Fly Out. Then we also need to change the effect options to make it move to the right. And you'll see how it disappeared over to the right-hand side. That's always fun to be able to do once we get to this part of the program to use. Now you'll also notice we could go up here and type under duration how long we would like to have this sliding bar be exiting on the screen. But one of the best friends that you're going to have with doing this, particularly if you're going over 10 minutes for setting up your timers, is right here to the right-hand side of the rectangle in the animation pane. If you get to the very right edge of that, you can adjust the end time, and you'll see it comes up with the double arrows. If I left click and hold down, I can change the end time, the duration of this particular pane. And if you're going to be going over 10 minutes, because 10 minutes is about the default time that PowerPoint will let you enter. You can type anything you want to make it longer in the duration. It's just not going to go longer than about 10 minutes. So by doing this, you can go up to just about any time that you would like to be able to use. So when we get done with that, if I hold over the top, you'll see it's going to last for 1 minute, 59.2 seconds. Or we can come up to the duration up here and we can type in 5. And we'll have 5 seconds. And if we hold over this now, you'll see it starts at 0 seconds, it ends at 5 seconds. And if I want to make it longer, I can come back in and I can get the double arrows again, left click, hold, and drag for the duration that I would like it to be. That's the secret for making these have a longer duration of time. So now if we want to take a look at this and see what this looks like, we can start the slideshow. And you'll see that it's moving across the screen in about 5 seconds, and then it's done. But you'll notice it didn't start automatically when I started the slideshow. I had to click to get it to go. So what we want to do is come over to the right-hand drop-down on this rectangle and choose Start with Previous. Or you could have changed that up on the top up here too. And you'll notice the duration stays the same. So once we start it, it will automatically start. So here we go. I didn't click that time to get it to be able to work. So it slides across the screen. Now we may want to have some type of a sound effect to happen when it's over. You can insert many different types of sound effects into your PowerPoint, and all it is an audio file. So what we're going to do is go to Insert, audio, and you can either record audio if you would like. So maybe you could say, all right, students, time to clean up. Or you can use an audio file that you've downloaded from, say, your local AEA, for instance. So we click on audio on my PC. I have one that I had a sound effect I downloaded called train whistle. I click on it, I insert it. You'll see it came onto the page here, but it also shows up over on the animation pane. So what I'd like to do is I'm just going to slide that audio off of my page because I don't want it to appear when I'm working with the students with it. So I'm just going to keep it over there, but it does let me know there's an audio file associated with this page. Now what we want to do is have this train whistle start after the previous. So that means when this rectangle finishes, the train whistle will sound on the screen. It's really a cool effect to do. So, and you'll also notice the sound effect is after the rectangle, this colored rectangle here. That's important. So here's what you would end up with when this starts to play. So now it's timing itself down to 5 seconds, and then there was a train whistle that came along with that. So very, very simple to be able to do with all of this. So let's go on now and let's go to another window. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to click on this particular box. I'm going to click a Control C and then a Control V, and it pastes another window. Now I can make any changes here that I would like, and I don't have to reset this bar because it's already there. So we can come over here, and for instance, maybe we could put just a C in there. That means cleanup. Or you could put the words cleanup on the page. You can come in, you can remove this background if you'd like. You could insert another picture in. So let's say we're going to insert this picture onto the page. Or anything you would like to have comes over. Again, we have crop. And we just drag it up. Goes right about there. And I'm going to right click, send to back, and there we go. Maybe not the best color scheme to be able to use, but for our demonstration purposes, it'll work just fine. Now, if I click on this timer, it's going to show that it ends in 5 seconds. I kind of don't want that to end in 5 seconds. It's only cleanup time, so the students don't need quite as much time with this particular part of our PowerPoint timed lesson that we happen to have. So I'm going to go back up to my animations, and I'm going to just change this time to 2 seconds. And then if we go hover over this box, see, it ends in 2 seconds. If you want to see how all this is going to work, we just go back up to the top, start it. It's counting down 5 seconds. Train whistle. But you'll notice it didn't advance over to the next slide. There we go. So we need to take care of that somewhere else other than these animations. And that's where we go to the Transitions tab. So I click the Transitions tab. Right here is where the problem was. It says on mouse click. We don't want it to be on mouse click, but we're going to have it be after 0 seconds. So we choose that, and I happen to have this slide selected. We come up here, take off on mouse click. After that many seconds, now will it go 5 seconds, train whistle, advance to the next slide, 2 seconds, train whistle? Let's find out. So here we go with the 5-second timer. Train whistle. It advanced. 2 seconds. Train whistle. There we go. Now, one of the things that causes it to delay just a little bit more is that the train whistle that I have has an extended period of time at the end of it. That's what's holding it up longer on the screen. If yours was clipped closer, you're going to be in good shape with that. Now, you'll notice we have all of this. The most work that you put in is on the first slide that you have. So if I want to copy that and paste it I can grab hold of it. I can readjust these. See how that can go? And then I can come in, I can edit these particular slides. I don't even need to touch at all the timing bar. So I can come in here and you'll notice, there we go. Look at how, once you get going on this, it's really quite simple to be able to do. And you can do this too. It isn't anything that's going to cause you too much grief unless it doesn't work. If it doesn't work, that can cause the problems that we'd have. Let me go in here and then send it to the back. There we go. See how nice that is? And you can just go through. You could even change the duration of this slide if you want. Maybe you don't want every one of your centers to be at the exact same time. So then it's just a matter of you just come back in again. And now notice this one, the gradient bar isn't quite correct. That means that I probably resized it too far. I did. I resized it too far off the page. There we go. Now we get something like that. So see, you have a lot of tweaking room to be able to do. But again, to change the duration of this, we can come up. It's 5 seconds right there. So we can just go back to the end of this. We can resize or retime it on the end. Or we can come back to our animations and we can reset the timing right here if we would like. It's really not difficult to do once you kind of know a few of the little tricks that are involved. So just for you to watch and see how this all works again, let me just start this. We have our 5 seconds. The train whistle that has a lot of extra time at the end of it. It advances to the cleaning slide. That was 2 seconds. And then it'll advance to the third slide. And that was for 5 seconds, if you remember. So see how nice that looks? That just is something you can do, and you can make it unique for your classroom and be awesome for your students. There we go. And that's how you're able to create your own timed PowerPoints for whatever activities it is that you want to be able to do in your classroom. Thanks for watching, everybody.